women who had excess body fat over the period of 13 years had a threefold increase in the risk of developing breast cancer. Excess visceral fat, inflammatory fat, is so dangerous and linked to cancer. And by the way, not just breast cancer. It turns out that excess visceral fat has been linked to increased risk of 14 other cancers.
Here's something that's going to blow your mind. You know that stubborn fat around your belly? The stuff you can pinch and grab? Well, guess what? That's actually not the fat that's killing you. The real danger is hiding deep inside your body, wrapped around your organs like invisible packing peanuts, and it's literally feeding cancer cells while you sleep. Today, we'll reveal 5 doctor-backed drinks that burn fat and fight inflammation, and the science behind each one is absolutely incredible. But before we talk about what to drink, let's understand why some fat can secretly destroy your health. Alright, so here's what most people don't realize. When you look in the mirror, you're seeing subcutaneous fat. That's the fat right under your skin. But there's another type of fat that you can't see, can't pinch, and frankly, most people have no idea it's there. It's called visceral fat, and it's the dangerous internal fat wrapped around your organs, your liver, your pancreas, your intestines. Think of it like those styrofoam peanuts in a FedEx box, except instead of protecting your package, this stuff is slowly poisoning your system. And here's the kicker. You can be slim on the outside and still be loaded with visceral fat. We call this skinny fat, and honestly, it might be more dangerous than being obviously overweight because you don't even know you have a problem. Now, why is visceral fat so dangerous? Because it's not just sitting there doing nothing. This fat is metabolically active. It's pumping out inflammatory chemicals 24/7. We're talking about cytokines, adipokines, these nasty little molecules that create chronic inflammation throughout your entire body. And guess what loves inflammation? Cancer cells. Boom, that visceral fat becomes like pouring gasoline on embers. Studies show that people with high visceral fat have dramatically higher rates of breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, the list goes on and on. It's invisible, silent, and deadly. You could be walking around feeling perfectly fine while this internal fat is literally programming your body for disease. But here's the surprising part. Not all fat is bad. There's a special kind of fat inside your body designed to burn fat. Scientists call it brown fat. And activating this brown fat, that's where the magic happens. So how do we get rid of the bad fat and wake up the good fat? Well, it turns out your daily drinks might be the most powerful weapon you have. And I'm about to show you exactly how to use them. Now here's where things get really exciting. You've got this incredible fat-burning system already built into your body. It's called brown fat, and it's literally your body's built-in furnace. So what makes brown fat so special? Well, unlike regular white fat that just sits there storing energy, brown fat is packed with tiny power plants called mitochondria. And these mitochondria, they're absolutely marbled with them like a ribeye steak, which is actually what gives brown fat its brown color. Here's how it works. When these mitochondria fire up, they generate heat by burning calories. We're talking serious thermogenesis here. One small depot of brown fat can burn through hundreds of calories a day just by staying warm. It's like having a metabolic space heater running inside your body 24/7. Now, babies are born with tons of brown fat. That's how they stay warm without shivering. But as we get older, we lose most of it. Most adults only have small amounts left around the neck, shoulders, and along the spine. But, and this is the breakthrough, recent research shows we can actually reactivate dormant brown fat and even create new brown fat cells. What triggers brown fat? Cold exposure is the big one. When your body senses cold, it releases noradrenaline. That's adrenaline's cousin, and boom, your brown fat starts burning white fat for fuel. It's like switching train tracks from fat storage to fat burning mode. But here's what's absolutely incredible. Certain nutrients can flip that same switch. Specific compounds found in foods and drinks can actually mimic that cold exposure response and wake up your brown fat without you having to take ice baths or blast the air conditioning. We're talking about polyphenols, catechins, caffeine, these natural compounds that basically trick your brown fat into thinking it needs to start burning calories. And the best part, you can actually drink your way to a faster metabolism. Studies from Harvard, from Johns Hopkins, from research centers all over the world are showing that when you activate brown fat through targeted nutrition, you're not just burning more calories, you're literally reprogramming your metabolism at the cellular level. So while cold exposure can activate your brown fat, there's a simpler, tastier way you can actually drink your way to a faster metabolism. And that brings us to our first fat-burning powerhouse. Before we move on, it is important to mention here that no single food can protect you against cancer by itself. However, research shows that a diet filled with a variety of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, and other plant foods helps lower the risk for many cancers. In laboratory studies, many individual minerals, vitamins, and phytochemicals demonstrate anti-cancer effects. By including more foods that fight cancer in your diet, you will help reduce your risk of developing cancer. The information provided in this video is just for educational purposes and is not an alternative to professional medical guidance or medical procedures. Please refer to your healthcare provider for a personalized approach before making any changes to your diet plan. All right, let's start with the champion, green tea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Green tea? Really? That's it? But hold on, because the science behind this is absolutely mind-blowing. Green tea contains these powerful compounds called EGCG catechins. That's epiglycetechin gallate for those keeping track. And here's what EGCG does. It directly activates your brown fat while simultaneously telling your white fat cells to start breaking down. It's like having a metabolic personal trainer working inside your cells. In one incredible 8-week study, participants who drank green tea daily lost an average of 2 pounds and reduced their waist circumference by over 1 inch without changing anything else about their diet or exercise. But here's the kicker. When researchers looked deeper, they found that almost all of that weight loss came specifically from visceral fat, the dangerous stuff wrapped around the organs. But it gets even better. Those same participants saw their blood glucose drop, their cholesterol improve, and their circulation increase. Why? Because when you burn visceral fat, you're literally removing the inflammation factory from your body. Now, timing matters here. Your best bet is 1 cup before breakfast or midday. That's when your metabolism is primed to respond. And we're talking about real green tea, not those sugary bottled versions that are basically candy water. The EGCG works by increasing something called UCP1, uncoupling protein 1 in your brown fat cells. Think of UCP1 as the ignition switch for fat burning. More UCP1 means more calories burned as heat instead of stored as fat. And here's what's really cool. The effects compound over time. Week 1, you might burn an extra 50 calories a day. By week 4, that could be 150 calories. By week 8, some people are burning an additional 200-300 calories daily just from drinking green tea. That's a powerful start, but it gets even better. Our next drink multiplies those benefits and takes fat burning to the next level. Now, if green tea is good, matcha is like green tea's supercharged cousin. Here's the difference that makes all the difference. With regular green tea, you steep the leaves and throw them away. With matcha, you're consuming the entire powdered leaf. What does that mean for fat burning? You're getting roughly 137 times more antioxidants than regular green tea, including way more of those powerful EGCG catechins we just talked about. But here's what gets me really excited. You're also getting fiber that feeds your beneficial gut bacteria. And guess what? Your gut microbiome plays a huge role in fat metabolism. When you have healthy gut bacteria, they actually produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids that signal your body to burn fat more efficiently. It's like having a second metabolism team working for you. But here's what really sets matcha apart from regular green tea or coffee. Because you're consuming the whole leaf, you get this sustained energy release without the jitters or crash. The L-theanine in matcha works synergistically with caffeine to give you calm, focused energy that lasts for hours. And from a fat-burning perspective, that sustained energy means your brown fat stays activated longer. Instead of a quick spike and crash, you get steady thermogenesis throughout your morning. Research from the University of Colorado showed that matcha can increase thermogenesis. That's your body's rate of burning calories from a normal 8-10% to between 35 to 43%. That's massive. Plus, matcha has this beautiful, almost creamy texture when you whisk it properly. You can make it as traditional tea, or try this, make a matcha latte with unsweetened almond milk. The healthy fats in almond milk actually help your body absorb those fat-soluble antioxidants even better. I recommend starting with about half a teaspoon of high-quality matcha powder. More isn't always better here. You want to give your body time to adapt to the increased antioxidant load. Now, if you prefer something smoother and lightly floral, this next one has been a favorite across Asia for centuries.
But before we move on, if joint pain, tingling hands, weak legs, or brain fog have slowed you down, you're not alone. These can be signs of inflammation and a weakened immune system, both improved by the right foods. Vitazen Health's Anti-Inflammation Smoothie and Juice Guide gives you 80 quick recipes with proven ingredients to ease inflammation and boost defenses. Each takes 5 minutes, no guesswork. Click the link, grab your guide. Now, let's get back to the video.
Oolong tea is like the perfect marriage between green tea and black tea, and metabolically speaking, that combination is pure gold for fat burning. Here's what makes oolong so special. During the partial fermentation process, oolong develops both the catechins from green tea and these compounds called the afflavins from black tea. Together, they create this incredible 1-2 punch for activating thermogenesis. Now here's what's fascinating about oolong, and this comes from research published in the Journal of Nutrition. Drinking oolong tea can increase your energy expenditure by up to 10% for a full 2 hours after drinking it. That's sustained fat burning that continues long after you finish your cup. But the real breakthrough came from a study in Japan where participants drank 2 cups of oolong tea daily for 6 weeks. By the end of the study, they showed significant reductions in both abdominal fat and overall body weight without changing anything else about their diet or exercise routine. What I love about oolong is the timing flexibility. Because it has moderate caffeine levels, about half of what you'd get in coffee, you can drink it after lunch or in the mid-afternoon without disrupting your sleep. That makes it perfect for fighting that afternoon energy crash when people usually reach for sugary snacks. The flavor profile is absolutely beautiful, smooth and slightly sweet with these gorgeous floral notes. It's honestly one of my personal favorites because it feels like a luxurious experience while secretly optimizing your metabolism. And here's a cool mechanism. Oolong tea contains compounds that actually block dietary fat absorption in your intestines by up to 20%. So not only are you burning more fat, you're also absorbing less fat from the foods you eat. Try 1 cup about 30 minutes after lunch. That timing helps activate fat burning right when your body is processing your meal, turning your digestive system into a more efficient calorie-burning machine. For those who like a gentle caffeine boost, this next drink can switch your fat-burning engine into high gear. Now we're talking about one of the most potent fat-burning beverages on the planet, but only if you drink it the right way. Black coffee contains caffeine, obviously, but it also has these compounds called chlorogenic acids that directly stimulate brown fat activity. When you combine caffeine with chlorogenic acids, you get this incredible boost in fat oxidation. Your body literally starts preferring to burn fat for fuel instead of glucose. Here's the key though, and this is where most people mess it up. You cannot add sugar, cream, or artificial sweeteners. The moment you spike your insulin with sweeteners, you completely shut down fat burning and actually promote fat storage instead. But when you drink it black, especially before light physical activity like a morning walk, the results are incredible. Research from the International Journal of Sport Nutrition showed that caffeine mobilizes fatty acids from your fat cells and makes them available for immediate burning. I've seen studies where people who drank black coffee before a 30-minute walk burned significantly more fat than people who just walked without coffee. We're talking about a 10–15% increase in fat oxidation during exercise. Plus, you get the bonus benefits of improved focus and mental clarity. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, which reduces mental fatigue and sharpens concentration. So you're literally getting smarter while you burn fat. Here's what's really cool. Coffee also contains compounds that help preserve muscle mass while you're losing fat. That's crucial because muscle tissue burns calories even when you're resting. And here's your simple, actionable routine. Drink 1 small cup of black coffee about 20 minutes before your morning walk or light exercise. Start with 6 to 8 ounces. You don't need a giant coffee shop size to get the metabolic benefits. The timing matters because it takes about 20 minutes for caffeine to peak in your bloodstream. By the time you start moving, your fat cells are already releasing stored energy, ready to be burned. And finally, let's end on something naturally sweet, a blend that cools inflammation while feeding your cells exactly what they need. All right, our final fat-burning drink is going to satisfy your sweet tooth while secretly reprogramming your metabolism. We're talking about a blueberry pomegranate smoothie that's basically liquid medicine. Here's why this combination is so powerful. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, these deep purple compounds that give them their color. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that anthocyanins actually shrink fat cells and reduce the formation of new fat tissue. But pomegranates, holy cow, they're in a league of their own. Pomegranates contain ellagic acid, which has been shown in studies to literally block the enzymes that create fat cells. It's like having a molecular bodyguard preventing fat storage. But here's what gets me really excited about this combination. Both fruits are incredibly anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation is like fertilizer for fat cells. It makes them grow bigger and more resistant to burning. When you cool inflammation with these powerful antioxidants, your fat cells actually become more responsive to fat-burning signals. A study from Tufts University found that people who consumed anthocyanin-rich foods daily showed significant improvements in insulin sensitivity. Better insulin sensitivity means your body is more likely to burn calories instead of storing them as fat. Plus, these antioxidants protect your DNA from oxidative stress, improve circulation, and even give you better skin. You're literally drinking your way to better health from the inside out. Here's your simple recipe. Blend half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries with half a cup of pure pomegranate juice, not the cocktail versions loaded with added sugar. Add water or unsweetened almond milk to get the consistency you like. If you want extra fiber and omega-3s, throw in a tablespoon of chia seeds. This makes the perfect sweet, satisfying way to start your morning or as an afternoon pick-me-up that won't crash your energy levels. The beauty of this smoothie is that it satisfies cravings for something sweet while actually supporting your fat-burning goals instead of sabotaging them. Now here's where the magic really happens. Timing these drinks strategically can literally double or triple their fat-burning effects. Your metabolism isn't the same throughout the day, so when you drink these beverages matters just as much as what you drink. First, let's talk about your morning window. When you wake up, your cortisol levels are naturally high, and your insulin sensitivity is at its peak. This is the perfect time for green tea or black coffee before you eat anything. Why? Because when insulin is low and cortisol is high, your body is primed to release stored fat for energy. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that consuming these fat-burning compounds in a fasted state can increase fat oxidation by up to 17% compared to drinking them with food. Mid-morning to early afternoon is your sweet spot for matcha or oolong. Your metabolism is naturally ramping up, and these drinks provide sustained energy without the crash. Plus, they help prevent that afternoon energy dip when people usually reach for sugary snacks. But here's what most people get wrong. They sabotage everything they're doing right by drinking the wrong things at night. Avoid anything sugary or alcoholic after 7 p.m. When insulin stays elevated overnight, you literally shut down fat burning for 8-10 hours. Instead, let your insulin drop naturally while you sleep. This is when your body does its best fat-burning work, especially around your organs where that dangerous visceral fat lives. And here's a crucial tip. Fat burning requires water. Dehydration can slow your metabolism by up to 30%, so drink plenty of water between these fat-burning beverages. Aim for half your body weight in ounces throughout the day. The intermittent fasting connection is real too. If you can extend your overnight fast by 12-14 hours occasionally, you give these drinks even more power to work their magic. Your drinks can either feed your fat or fuel your metabolism, and the habits you pair with them can make all the difference. Now, these drinks are powerful on their own, but when you pair them with the right lifestyle upgrades, the results become absolutely incredible. First, sleep in a cool room. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that sleeping at 66-68 degrees Fahrenheit can increase brown fat activity by up to 42%. Your body has to work harder to maintain its core temperature, which means more calories burned while you sleep. Second, add some movement after your fat-burning drinks. It doesn't have to be intense. Even a 10-15 minute walk can increase the fat-burning effects by mobilizing those fatty acids that the drinks just released from your cells. Third, prioritize consistent sleep. Poor sleep disrupts leptin and ghrelin, your hunger hormones, which can completely sabotage your fat-burning efforts. Aim for 7-8 hours nightly. And here's a simple stress buster. Deep breathing for just 2 minutes after drinking your morning tea or coffee. Chronic stress pumps out cortisol, which promotes belly fat storage. But controlled breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system and helps keep cortisol in check. The beautiful thing is each healthy choice amplifies the others. Your fat-burning drinks work even harder when your lifestyle supports them. And that's the beauty of this approach. No extremes, no starvation, just small daily choices that add up to lifelong change.